What's up, whiskey lovers, and welcome. I'm Big Al, and this is Whiskey Straight, where I review whiskies from all over the world and give you my thoughts, straight up and not watered down. Today, for review 43, once again I'm staying right here in Ireland with the Irish theme, and that's primarily because, well, first of all, I quite obviously love Irish whiskey, and as you can tell from the accent, I am from the Emerald Isle, and I do reckon that sometimes in the whiskey world or in the YouTube whiskey environment, it can be a tad overlooked in favour of Scotch and bourbon, and I think that needs to be addressed. So while I do enjoy whiskey from all over the world, I just wanted to start off 2020 by promoting local whiskey to me. So I will return to the others in due course. So today, it's the turn of the Dubliner 10-year-old single malt, which takes us back to the Dublin Liberties Distillery and the great things master distiller Darragh McNally is doing there. Now this one is aged in bourbon casks and bottled at 42% ABV, which is kind of a wee bit rare because it's normally 40, 43, 46. But now, let's get right into it. If you have a bottle of this, pour yourself a dram, and we'll go through it, drop by drop, and share the experience together. If not, pour yourself something else and you can still enjoy it. So, as always, we'll start with the nosing. Sláinte. Right off, it's sweet, it's gentle, it's a touch floral as well. There's definitely an influence from the bourbon casks. Well, obviously you would expect that after 10 years. And that comes in the flavour of a bit of woody note, but very light woody note, probably due to caramel aromas and mostly a nice touch of fresh vanilla as well. Now, citrus notes are coming through now, and while they're still very light, it does seem that the lemon probably is the most dominant. In fact, they're pretty much all lemon, but then right in on the back of that, there's a touch of orange peel as well, so it's nice because that balances it out a wee bit and it doesn't make it too distinctly lemon, even though that is the overriding aroma. Now it still remains light, and I don't think however long and knows that it's going to get any stronger or darker. It really is a very subtle, fresh nose even, but there are touches of raisins and sultanas in there. There's even a bit of fudge and some light milky chocolate. Now what this definitely does, it gives a sense of an impending sweetness on the palate. So let's give it a taste and see if that's what we get. Let's launch it. Turns out the nosing was a wee tad misleading. I wasn't really expecting this up front at 42%, and from what the lightness was on the nose, but there's a nice wee zip and a bit of a peppery zing up front. But then it does become lighter again. It's fruity, it's sugary. There's a, I would have put it, a cinnamon sizzle there. And now it's beginning to mellow to vanilla, bit of an orange mix. And now here's that darker side that there was no hint of on the nosing at all. A bit of char, even black coffee coming in there as well. Definitely very different than what I was expecting. So let's go again and see what we get in the second sip. Now again, on that second sip, the flavours begin with a nice intensity, which is, I say, still unexpected from a 42% ABV, and it really is an intensity that you would probably expect from a higher proof. And that nice cinnamon sizzling heat continues. Now it's still quite a decent length going on there. It's bringing up orange oriented flavours, then some dark fruits, and as they become more prominent you can pick out like sultanas, raisins, even some dates as well. Not bad at all. Now this does hang around nicely on the palate. Initially strong, and then those flavours that I've already mentioned are still there, but it's still a tad orange up front, and then as it develops across the palate there's a hint of licorice, but it's licorice is right there, and then it starts to fade very quick. You get dark chocolate, black coffee, and right on the end there's a bit of that bitterness that comes with those darker flavours. It's like a char bitterness, but there's a flickering reminder in there too of that orange peel, a bit of orange zest, and that keeps it from being too bitter and that bitterness dominating the finish and being a kind of off-putting flavour if you're not into that sort of thing. In a way it's reminiscent of like a thick sort of gloopy molasses or dark syrup or something like that, and I have to say the whole experience on the palate is not really what I expected. I expected it to be much lighter, much more fruity, and not as much going on, and it does last longer than you would expect. Quite an interesting little pour. So let's move on and give you my final thoughts. Now to sum up, for the Dubliner 10-year-old single malt, initially the mouthfeel can be a tad harsh, and that's probably exacerbated by the fact that you're not really expecting that peppery zing right up front. Now that said, it does encompass quite a lot of flavours, with a lot going on as it crosses the palate. Personally though, I like it to be a bit more mouth-coating and perhaps a tad more friendly on the palate. You know, it does linger, and it does linger more than really expected, but in my opinion it does lack some refinement, which would definitely enhance the overall enjoyment if that was there. Now that said, it is an enjoyable whisky, and at 36 quid it's decently priced for a 10-year-old single malt. Now there are obviously better Irish whiskies out there at that price range, but this is definitely worth a try, particularly if you like the notes and flavours that I've described. Pretty much, it's a solid whisky, no more, no less. Won't knock your socks off, but neither should it disappoint. So therefore, I think it's going to have to come in at a decent score of 82. Now before I sign off on this review, I just want to say a massive thank you to Alan, the whisky friend over in Scotland, and that's for his shout out and mention last week. I've had a really big surge in subscribers since, and it is greatly appreciated. So if you don't follow Alan, check him out. He's a great guy. He's a fabulous knowledge in Scotch. And every time you watch a review or a live stream, guaranteed you will learn something. He's given me some fantastic recommendations over the last year, and they always hit the spot. So go and check them out. So folks, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate your support. To my regulars, you're amazing, and you keep me going at this. And to my new subscribers, a massive thank you for your support and for putting faith in me as a reviewer. It really is humbling, and I look forward both to sharing many more whiskies with you and to your input into my channel. Please feel free to comment and interact, because as Alan the Whisky Friend says, the pleasure is in the sharing. So please like, subscribe, ring that bell and share to spread the love. So from now on, mentioning that, probably in each review, I'm going to be spreading the love by sharing a channel that I enjoy watching, and hopefully you will too. The support and the crack on WhiskyTube is amazing. We really need to keep that going and even enhance it. So today, my shout out is to the new dram drinker, Anthony, and his better half, Nikki, who are producing some wonderful content on their exceedingly watchable channel. You really have to check them out. So, as usual, I'll pop the links to everything related to this video in down below, so check them out down there. And until the next time, stay safe, look after yourselves, and drink your whiskey the way you like it.